How is everybody this Wednesday? I'm just kind of waiting here a minute or two. We'll get some things started. Get all some of the new products out here on my desk so we can see some of them. Oh, my hands are dry tonight. Hello, Francie. Hello, welcome. You're the first one. Hello, Kelly. How's the weather over in Wisconsin, right, Kelly? I think. Good, good, good. Awesome. Well, I've got some of the new stuff here, and we're going to play with that tonight. And I have kind of an idea, so we'll see. I know Christopher was thinking about going live tonight, so we'll see. He might be on after me, so you'll have to stay tuned. Hi, Tia. Hi, Sarah. How are you, guys? I'm going to start with the raspberry tart, which is the embossing powder of the month. Here it is right here. Now this one looks a little darker because there's actually two coats there because I wiped it by accident with my hand before. Hi, Karen from, oh, that's right, Kelly, you live in, I know where you live. You live near between my sisters. Hi, Karen from Florida. Hi, Terry. So this is the raspberry tart. Here's what it looks like. Oops. I like to put them in the jars. Hi, Penny. You can get the wide mouth jars. I like them. So I have those on. This is what the swatch dots looks like. And this is a downloadable in the digitals. So I got that. Get that off to the side. And then we've got our beautiful chunky glazes. Here is the butterfly. And here is the lilac. It is so perfectly pink. Hi, Kate. I love this purple because that purple's my favorite. So I have those and I have them swatched out just kind of lightly here. Here's the butterfly. So it's got a clear gel with the butterflies, and here's the daisies. And this is also a downloadable swatch dot thing. So, all right. And last but not least, I have the Chroma Mists, the new ones, apricot, peacock, and lime. I am in love with these so much. Hi, Mom. Sorry it keeps autofocusing, you guys. I think it's a new thing with this camera. And I sprayed them out a little bit. Here's the peacock. I love it. The apricot, because I kind of ran out of space. I got to print a new one, and a lime, and the lime. So those are those. And oh, I forgot we had one more thing. I also have the new 4 spring ones. Here is the halushka. Here is the jade. Make sure you're on camera. Oops, I'm really close. Here is the lemon drop. And here's the orange peel. I love the peacock. Oh, Sarah, they're so beautiful. I sprayed some out already, so we would have them ready to go tonight so they would dry because I didn't want to take all the time in the world for that. All right, I've got a couple of cards to show you. Here is the lace stencil, and when she said halushka, I actually Googled it, and then I'm like, okay, so cabbage, or it's got to be green. I don't know. I was like, no idea what it was going to be, but I wasn't expecting about embossing powder. But this is the stencil of the month. This is the lace stencil. I have it with, did I show these last week? I don't think so. This with the Fallen Snow Glitter Glaze. This is the die of the month with a little bit of the embossing powder. And this is the stamp of the month, and we are going to use that tonight. Thank you. And then I think I shared this one on social media. This one has the paper pad. Yes, it's named after, yep, I knew that. But I had, when Jess hinted and she just said halushka, I had to Google it right away so I would know what it was. And I actually spelled it right. I was right. But this card was made with things from the box. I tried to make 4 cards just using stuff in the box. And this is a see-through card. So there's my hand. So this is the panchetto in the lilac. And okay, so I did have an extra die. This is the old butterfly wings cutting die. I did add that, which is still available. And then these are the stamps. And this is the paper pad that comes with it. So there's one. And then my last card was a new technique for me that I haven't done in a really long time, and that was a edger or a partial die cutting card. And this is my card. I had never heard of it, Francie, before. So I was telling Tom about it, and I was like, we might have to try to make something like that. So this is the Wings of Lace stamp. I used I masked it off, and then I used the lace stencil. I did a partial die cutting, and then I used sentiment. So thank you. So I thought that was fun. So let us move on. I have a plan, and the plan is to use some old and new. And one of the new old things we're going to use is the garden trellis. This is still available. You get this beautiful trellis cover plate, and then you also get like some leaves and flowers and stems that you can use it. That we're just going to use this tonight. I've already cut it out because I didn't want to, I used a thicker cardstock and I didn't want to have to punch some of those pieces out for you. But I did say, just want to tell you, I did save all the little pieces because they're all squares or diamonds. So they're going to fit perfect well inside a shaker card. And this is what we're going to use. Thanks, Kate. So this is our piece. This piece is a piece of aqua pigment paper that I sprayed with it's actually funny. I used the Sunrise Chroma Mist and the Candied Apple, and then I sprayed the ornamental gold over the top. So we're going to use this tonight. Got that done. And then here is the Peacock and the Lime Chroma Mist. This is just on regular old cardstock. This is going to be our background. I just thought we would add that on, and I wanted to throw some color in there. So let's get these things off the way. So let's get started. It might be a little quicker evening, but we'll see. I've got some Perfect Blend alcohol marker paper here. I've got some cranberry felt doilies. We're going to use some of those, and then we're going to use the stamp of the month. And it's called Sweetlings, or we're going to use the stamp and the die of the month. And one of the inspiration team members asked me, we did a little zoomy thing. Thank you. I thought the color would be fun, kind of springy. They asked me a question that I didn't know the answer to, and I tried it. We did a little crafty Zoom over the weekend, and it worked. So hopefully we'll get it to work again. I want to show you. I did not do it on Perfect Blend paper, but we're going to stamp with chroma mists. Okay, so I'm going to grab, I wasn't sure, we're going to use the new apricot, and I think we need yellow. I can find my yellow here in my little bin. I've got my little bin of chroma mists. Here we go, bumblebee yellow. We're going to use those two colors for sure. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shake this up because this is a little bit more of a creamy one compared to, like they can sit. I don't use them all the time. Can't use them every day. So just kind of mix them all, make sure everything's looking good. I'm going to spray a little bit of it down on my thing here. And then I like to wipe the nozzles off just to keep them from drying and kind of because sometimes, things can do that. And then I've got just a little sponge dauber. I think these would work, but I don't have any more right now. So I'm going to use the sponge dauber. It worked really well the other night. And we're just going to take it. Sorry, I flashed you there. And we're just tapping it, and we're just going to tap it on our butterfly. Now we may do this multiple times. I'm actually going to make sure this is in the corner. So my sister that's watching, I was just talking to her about Misty. So I always make sure it's in this corner, and then and my magnets are on there. Now I think my sister's came with the long magnet. She's got the bigger one, and mine has the older one with that. So we're just going to stamp it down, and we're going to pull it up and see what it looked like. Now this is kind of dirty. So this is going to be a different color. It's not going to be the right color for apricot. So what I might do here Put a little bit of our brush cleaner out. I couldn't find my other sponge daubers before we got started here. And I'm just going to quick kind of clean it off with some of that foaming, or what's the official name? The Incredible Foaming Brush Cleaner. Just because I had other colors on it. And then we'll do it again. Get that some fresh color in there. So if I was going to do this, if I had my other daubers, I'd have one for each color, like an orange, a pink, a yellow. We may have to grab a brush that's not been used for the yellow. And then we're just going to stamp them down. And isn't that cool? You're just dabbing it on like ink. And now you could also do this. I did do this with aqua pigments as well. And I thought it was really, I never thought to use this before. And so Shalana is on our design team, the inspiration team, and she asked about it. So we're going to flip this around. I think I actually am going to try to use one of our little brushes here. I'm going to grab my slippery when wet one because I haven't used it yet. And then we'll do that with the yellow because, like I said, with yellows, I always like to try to do them first because they mix. So we're going to try it. We're going to do it with this because this should work just as well too. Now, the reason I think it works so well is that you're not getting them so soaking wet that it spills everywhere. So look at that. And there's a little bit of that orange still left on there. So we have a couple of fun colors. And I think for this one, we might add a little apricot to it. So like I said, I can't take credit for it because I was asked if we could do it. And I thought, I don't know, I've never tried it. Look at those two colors together. Let me bring that up. Isn't that cool? So fun. We're just going to do the edges one more time. I'm sure you could do the body, but I'm going to leave the body as is. So I really like those two colors together. I think we're going to clean this off and we're going to make two more and we're going to quick die cut these out. I feel like we need to have another color. It looks good. Yes, it does. I wasn't sure how it would work on the perfect blend. I figured it would work good. I was trying to find my two that I did on aqua pigment paper, but I don't know where I put them. And the Chroma Mist is definitely brighter than the aqua pigments when I did it. And I didn't water them down at all. So as you can see, this is my brush. So I'm going to go ahead and put that aside. I think we're going to go ahead and grab some peacock. I feel like we got to put a little peacock in this. We got to do a peacock and maybe a little green. What do you guys think? I'll do a green. Ooh, lots of sirens I'm hearing coming down the road. Let's see. I'm going to grab a couple other brushes that I haven't used yet. We've got this one and this one. So I'm going to have to order some new ones. Oh, look, there's a brand new one that I've never used. Awesome. I can put one of these back. Oh, that one's named wrong. I used the wrong color. Oh, well, oops. This is supposed to be blue, you guys. Did I end up foiling your basket? Did they end up foiling your basket? I don't remember. Did I end up foiling my basket? I really don't remember. I don't remember, Sarah. I'm sorry. Oh, that's okay. I'll just have to order a new one. So I'm going to do the green first because the green is the lighter color. And we're just going to tap it on the outside here. Now, this is a little creamier. I'm going to bring that up a little closer so you can see it. Oh, did they end up? No. No, I think they might be in they might be in with the stamp set. But I didn't check for them too closely. I was doing a little cleanup before you guys came on live with me and kind of emptying out some old stuff. And oh, that was supposed to be later Gator. Oh, well, I guess we're just gonna go for it, guys. Put a little of this brush on it. Hi, Danielle. How are you? You had some cute pictures of your pups I saw earlier that you were hanging out with. I kind of wanted to come hang out with you and your pups. All right. So that is some of the peacock chroma mist. And then I think we're going to go back and add a little bit more of that green and a little bit more foaming brush cleaner. Hi, Ellen. How are you? We are stamping with chroma mists. I mean, look at how good that cleans. All right. So that looks pretty clean. Grab a little bit more of our green chroma mist here. So it's kind of like similar to using ink blending, and then but you're using the brush, and then to put it on. And you know, like if you were going to put a couple different colors, you can use like a brush to model the colors. Oh, it looks like our little antenna didn't get stamped all the way. Well, let's add some more stuff to him. There we go. Perfect. All right, we're gonna put those away. Oh, it will be back. Sign up for this restock notification and it will be back. Thank you, Susan. Thank you very much. I had a lot of fun creating them. I need to sit down and get some more done. Hopefully tomorrow night or Friday night before the spring fling this weekend. If you are attending, I hope those of you who are attending are excited. I'm excited. So only, yes, she did. She likes to invite her friends over. Well, you're a good mom, then you let her have her friends over. So I'm just going to quick cut these out so they're easier to die cut. They are a little wet. I'm not going to worry about too much of them being too wet because they'll dry and they're not gonna like mess up my die cuts or things like that. Thank you. Yes, these beautiful butterflies. This is the Sweet Wings stamp, which is the stamp of the month. I left it on my little Misty here. Put it there for right now. And if you could go Stamp Club Plus, you get the die as well. So we're going to go ahead and tape these down. And I thought it'd be fun to add them. It's the sweetest little stamp and die set. You know, all the other butterflies are in this release are amazing too, but this little butterfly, I have a vision of making a slimline card with a rainbow of these butterflies. That is on my agenda. Oh, that's awesome, isn't it? When you get a gift certificate, it is fun. It's like shopping with somebody else's money, isn't it, Ellen? It's so fun. All right, we've got one butterfly. We're just going to line this one. I love how this yellow and apricot ended up turning out. I'm going to die cut them all out. That doesn't mean we're going to use them all. So it was fun. I like shopping with gift certificates, but then sometimes it's like, what do you put back if you know, if you go over, or what do I need to add to just get it to its you know? So I'm like, I'm $3. I have $3 left. What should I add? Like all the things, of course. And you know, 9 times out of 10, I always forget something. So it's fun. Yes, it is fun to shop when it's on Christopher's die. Oh, Susan, I don't know. I attempted it over the weekend, so I don't know if I was super brave. I just thought I did try it over the weekend and it worked. And so I thought this time though, we're trying it with the perfect blend paper and it worked perfectly. Partly because I like the aqua pigment paper, but it does dry in a little. It's not it kind of went. It's not like it's faded. If I find them before we leave tonight, I will show them to you. I'll pull out the stamp set. They might be in there. It's just that they're a little bit more vibrant. So I guess I didn't put that stamp on there. Oh man, I don't even know where I put the stamp thing is. Okay, so we've got our little stamp sets. We got those. I'm just losing everything tonight. This, Danielle, I was talking about this. Hi, Jerry, I am good. Oh, thank you. This is a little die cutting machine from Heffy Doodle, which is out of the UK. It is available in the States. I think right now scrapbook.com has it. I really like it that it folds up. My friend, Leslie is the owner of those. So thank you. Oh, Francie, you did not do well with it. What happened? I will tell you, it's I don't ink blend on it so much, but I love it for alcohol marker coloring. Absolutely. Um, Not that it doesn't ink blend well, it does. I just don't ever, I kind of don't grab it all the time. So thank you, Danielle. This is what Danielle, I was talking to her about. We were talking about getting sticking vellum, and these are the sticky dots. These are in the store, and they're little tiny dots, and they come like this, and they're great for vellum. Yes, I like that one too, Susan. And they have all these little tiny dots. You're not really going to be able to see them. Christopher has used them before. And of course, this little piece pulled off, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Just make sure I'm using the right side. So what I'm going to do is the dots are all on here. You really aren't going to be able to see them, unfortunately. Oh, okay, Francie. So one thing I will tell you is if your markers are bleeding, I have learned to, hello, Samantha, put a piece of copy paper under whatever paper you're coloring with. Okay. And because I haven't really had an issue, but I have heard that anytime you're coloring with alcohol markers, if you put a piece of copy paper underneath, it helps with the bleeding. And that is one thing I've done. So I'm sorry about that. I actually have not. I've only had that happen with my reds. My reds tend to bleed and sometimes purple. So these are sticky dots. And then, so what I'm going to do is we're going to put these pieces back on top. Oops, I think I put them on the wrong way because there's a few sticky pieces. And the only reason we're doing that is so that I can push it in real good because there's still going to be sticky dots left behind on this paper. They come, we have them in the small sheets. I know that you sometimes can get them in the big 8.5 by 11, but I think they get to sell out quickly sometimes on web, but we carry them in for this size, which is perfect for die cuts. And I'm going to peel it off, and there are still a ton of sticky dots on there. But it is now sticky, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to lay this down, and it's going to lay on here. I'm not going to lay it perfectly yet, and then I'm going to push it in. And look at that, no glue. Yeah, I tried them for a friend of mine had them, and she made me try them. She gave me a sheet, said try them, and they are great. I forget about them sometimes. So I recently just bought this small pack, and I have them sitting right here so I don't forget. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this piece back right on top. So it's great for intricate dies, vellum, acetate. Ooh, there's sticky stuff to them. Go ahead and stick them down back on here. And then I just cut the top of it off and stuck it back in upside down so I can just stick it back inside. And I'm going to stick it right in the front so I make sure I use this one before I use any others. Okay. And then I just leave it sitting right here. So yeah, now it's stuck. Isn't that great? Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened, Francie, because like I said, I've not ever had issues except with a red, but that was my fault because I made it it was too saturated. I was coloring, but that's happened with me for everything. So here are the cranberries. I thought we'd add this. I never bought these before, but I thought they'd be fun to add, and it's going to kind of cover up some of our other colors, but it adds that bright pop of color. So we've got that, and then we've got these fun little butterflies to attach. And I think we're going to use all three of them. Now, the one thing I was thinking about playing with, but I didn't see they were available right now, but I did know who got the box. And I'm going to add some because I'm going to use it because those of you who got the box, if you've never used it before, if you've never used them before and you don't know how, or you don't know what to do with it, I thought that this would be a good opportunity to. This is some of the snow. Can't remember exactly, but these are the fabulous fibers. The white is out of stock right now, but the peacock is. Yes, these are from Brutus Monroe. They are the cranberry felt doilies. Jerry. It's BRU0460. There are a few other colors, but you get quite a few of them, and this package is was only I think $1. I think if that's right, Penny. So there have been several colors, and I finally bit the bullet and bought some last year, and I forgot about them until I was going through to put something away, and I found them, and I thought this would be fun to add on. So it's felt, and I thought it'd be real fun to kind of just make it instead of a flower, just kind of break up some of that back color, and it does kind of look like sunflower. You could totally, I don't know if there's a yellow one. We should get white ones. Ooh, I'm gonna have to say, can we find white ones of these? Because then you could color them and make them different colors. So we've got these on here, but I think I'm gonna add some of this fabulous fibers on here too, okay? So they're just like, it's not really tinsel. I'm gonna bring it up a little closer. Yeah, the felt doilies cranberry, there you go. And I thought we'd add some of that. Now you could put it behind, you could put it on top. I'm gonna put it on top, but I wanna make sure I glue this down really well. Shannon used them all the time, and I finally, put them in, like I said, in my cart, I think sometime last year before Christmas, and then I forgot about them. So I'm just gonna put some flower. I'm actually thinking maybe we'll do a landscape card, and I'm gonna put them off to the side here, and then we can put a sentiment here. Yeah, it does. See? And it's texture too. And then I'm gonna grab a bunch of the fibers. It's now, Francie, I will say it kind of reminds me of glitter. They can get kind of everywhere. So if you're not one of those people, but I think it's kind of add some fun. We're just gonna add a little bit behind. I'm gonna kind of clump it up and add it with some glue and just kind of push it on there. And then the butterflies will kind of hold them in place. So now if I can find my Zots, I think they're right. These might not be them though. Nope, they're not. I'm not sure where I put those. I could use glue dots, but well, I'm gonna just kind of bend. There you go. The peacock, like I said, are in stock right now. And then there are the white ones, but I think you have to sign up for notifications for restocking, okay? But like I said, you did get these in the inspiration box this month, so that's why I wanted to include it. Some. And you can just add a little bit. Yeah, the fibers are real fun. We're going to go ahead and just put a bunch of glue down. It does kind of look like fiberglass. It feels like furry yarn. Okay, we might need some glue dots. So let's see if I can find mine quick. Just because I think it will help with the texture. We'll make it work. I'll make it work. We'll just put something heavy on top of it and leave it to dry. And then we're going to fold up these butterflies. Now this is where I got to decide which sentiment I want to use. And then we'll throw some more glue behind these. It's not itchy. I can promise you that. It does not get itchy. Now, I don't know if I want it necessarily down my shirt, but it's not itchy. I think we're going to put this guy this way. Okay, so we're going to leave those for a few minutes. I'm going to throw a little bit more glue down because I think it was starting to dry before I could get to it. And I'll put the blocks on there. A block or something on there. And then we'll check it out. I might have to use with the felt. So, when you use glitter glaze and felt, sometimes you need a little bit extra adhesive. So we're just going to let that sit while we stamp out a sentiment. Okay. Let's get these out of the way. I thought I would grab, this was one of my favorite, the frosted, thank you, frosted halo. There you go. Thank you very much. This was one of my favorite. I was so excited to get this. I can't wait to play with it. I want to use these sentiments today. I thought about using You Make Me Smile is what I wanted to do, or Always Here for You. So I thought we would do that. This is the Sentiments of Lace. And as I was talking to some of the girls this weekend, I have this huge plethora of pieces of paper that look like this. that I just save for when I'm cutting down my card panels. You know, if I could cut down a slimline card to a mini slim or vice versa, I always have these extra little pieces here. And I thought we would just go ahead and use that. I'm going to try to kind of line it up towards the bottom here. And we're not going to do a pop of color for this. I think I'm going to stamp it on black so it really stands out. Now, I haven't used it before. Yes, I am testing the sticky properties. Like I said, I have glue dots somewhere, and I will probably dig them out. I'm just kind of peeking for them. I just don't know where I'd put them. Oh, you know what? I found them. These are the ones we got free with around, I don't know if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas. They were in one of my boxes. Here's my stamp thing. So we might have to add that. Something else you could really do is that in reality is if you were you could use a little bit of one of the glitter glazes and stick it down and then stick that down and it will dry. I've used it as kind of like a little bit of a glue too. Yes, they came in eggplant, and I think they used to come in a gray. They came in several colors. It's not dots. Yeah, they're kind of like that. Because they kind of feel like that, don't they? So I'm just going to stamp this out. I love this font too because it's just a classic font. It can work for anything. It's not too girly. It's not too boy. It's just perfect. So wipe that off quick. Stick that back on because, you know, I'm trying to get better about keeping my stamps cleaner and putting them away. Speaking of, there is fabulous fiber stuck to my fingers. And then I'll throw that away and get that out of the way. All right. So we're going to let that dry for a few minutes. We're going to stick some of them. These are smaller ones, but they'll work. Let's first look and see if it's sticking. Oh, they're almost already sticking. But we're going to throw a couple of those on with a pick here. My pick tool. I'm just going to peel it off with the point of my pick. And we're going to pull up and make sure it sticks. I'm really only going to need probably about one for each butterfly because these are very sticky. Yep, see, look at, they almost look like I was a booger. You're 100% right about that. And then, like I said, they will keep the fabulous fibers in place. I have been dying to use this trellis die. I haven't used it in a long time. I think I've only used it a couple times. So yeah, so look, isn't that fun? And then the Frosted Halo has that little bit of sparkle in there. There's a little bit of sparkle from the shimmer, the chroma mists. So now we just need to add our sentiment. Let's get those little plastic thingies off my desk. Okay, we're going to be cleaning up fabulous fibers here for a little while. Okay, there we go. All right, let's cut our sentiment down. But you make me smile. There, and this, the nice part about this sentiment is that the white pops with the border. So I know I might be off screen a little bit. I'll see if I can move up. There we go. I'm just going to line up the E with the edge, the plastic edge of my trimmer. Try the same thing with the Y, but it looks like it's pretty close. And then we're just going to line up the top and try to make it as even as we can. Because here, I'll do it this way. I'm going to use there's a little lip right here. It is kind of like Easter grass that way. There's a little bit of a lip right here, and I'm using that to line up the bottom of my sentiment so that it looks straight. It looks straight enough to me anyway. And then I've learned you need to push on it and make sure you hold this plastic piece with these small pieces. And Sarah will laugh at me. I would keep this for another sentiment because it's perfect, but I'm going to throw it, Sarah. Be proud of me. We were talking about scraps. I am going to keep this one, though, because I'm going to make another sentiment out of that big piece right there. Oh, I just threw my sentiment down. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Where did it go? It went in one of my boxes here. I got it. I got it. Oh, that sent my dog crazy. You heard me. Hi, Lisa. So we've got this little sentiment to put here. Gonna use some. Yes, it is. It is big enough to make more than one. Sorry, I've got my pin in my mouth. And then we're gonna just kind of set that there. And I'm gonna set my block on top to try to get it to stay and dry good. And we've got our card. Now we're kind of early, so I might play around a little bit more if that's okay with you guys. I'm gonna move this off to the side and let it dry for a few minutes. Are you guys okay with that? I'm sure. Let's see what else I might have here. I found my butterflies that I was talking about. Here are the ones that I used. That one didn't, this one I ended up, it moved. So this one didn't. This one was, this is Chroma Mist and this is Aqua Pigments. So obviously this one's darker because it's blue or it's purple, but they do work. So you can use Aqua Pigments to do the same steps we did before, but it did kind of, it is a little bit duller because I think it soaks into the paper. Is that, or muted? Muted, I think is the color. You keep crafting, I'll keep watching. Okay. Well, let's see what I guess I got here to play with. I've got another stamp. We got a stamp here. I was just looking to see what I got to play with. Oh, here's another one. This one is also Chroma Mist. So we can play with this. We'll make a card with using these. So this is Chroma Mist that I stamped on and then cut out. And then this one is ink with embossing powder. So we'll make a card up with that quick. Let us grab some of the beautiful paper that came with this box. And, well, I don't know if I want to do a beautiful paper because I think I don't want these. I want these guys to sing. So let us grab the stencil of the month. We'll do a quick ink blended background. I'm just going to grab one of my pieces of paper and we'll grab my blending buddy and the stick and stamp mats. I do too. And like I said, it was a little bit more vibrant on the Perfect Blend than it is on the Aqua Pigment paper. So I guess it's just the look you're going for. They're both beautiful. I just think some people like that dark, deep color and some people like the muted color. Okay. I'm just going to add a little bit of extra tape to hold this down because I don't want to grab any pixie tape. We're going to grab a couple ink colors. Let's do, we're going to do blue. I think we're going to do blue and have them pop. We'll do blue and green. No diving and later Gaber. How does that sound? You're fine, Cherie. You're so fine. You got your pick 3, so you're blending on the stencil. Awesome. That was a great stencil. So I have bent it here a little bit, so I better bend that back down. We're going to do our best to not mess it up. You are okay, Cherie. We're just kind of playing because I got my first card done kind of early since I did my die cutting of my big piece outside of the live. So we're kind of throwing in, I got a little extra piece here. If you want to watch the replay, Cherie, I showed how I stamped with brushes and Chroma Mists on Aqua Pigment or on a Perfect Blend paper. So I think it'll be fun to do these butterflies in their color right on top of this dark blue and green. I hope everyone is loving the release. I'm super excited for the weekend and the Spring Fling event. I unfortunately have to miss part of Saturday, I think. I have a family, a friend, well, I guess I got a gentleman I've known in town for a long time, a pastor, and he passed away this week. He was an old neighbor of mine, and he was my kid's pastor, and his funeral is on Saturday, so I probably will have to, well, I don't have to, I probably will attend that. It might have to miss some of the class. So if I don't see you, it's not because I wasn't there. So I'm hoping we can, I think it's going to be perfect in between classes. But it'll be fun. All right. So this is Later Gator and No Diving with the lace stencil, which is the stencil of the month. You can see I still have glitter glaze on it, but it will come off. You know, even though I washed it good, it will just scrape off. Are you ready for the reveal? Woohoo, look at that. And I think I'm just going to kind of light blend, not super heavy. I'm not going to add any more ink to my brush. I'll just do a little light blend just to soften the white. That's okay, Michelle. I have played with it briefly. I am looking forward to playing with that one more. We're using I used the stamp of the month earlier, and now this is the stencil. So we're just going to add a little extra light color to that so it's not quite so bright. And then for our stick and stamp mat, you have company visiting Florida from Connecticut. Well, that's fun. They probably are enjoying the weather down there. So I'm going to cut this down because I have a little bit of a line up at the top. And that is from lining up my stencil. And I'm just going to cut it down to 5 1/4. And then we'll cut down each side a little bit to get to 4. Awesome. We did our reveal at the same time, Ellen. We channeled each other. So we've got this. I think I had a piece actually of midnight cardstock left over from, I saw it while I was cleaning up. There was a small piece of midnight cardstock left over from my space box that I think will work as a backdrop. I think that'll be perfect. Yes. So let's glue that down. Ooh, I have just a little bit of a funky edge there. I'm going to sand that down just a bit. My paper sander. And then we will glue this down. It does. Blue is my mama's favorite color. And you know what? As a naughty girl, I didn't send my mama a birthday card this year. I forgot. I kept meaning to. I'm going to send her a belated birthday card. I should send her this one. We'll see. All right, and we've got these beautiful little butterflies. Now, these ones are all kind of the same. So I think I'm going to leave those for something else, and we're going to use these two here. But I'm going to do another little pop of color. I know, isn't that horrible of me? Mom's watching. She knows. She loves me anyway. I played around this weekend with some other chroma mists, and I made this fun die cut. I think we're going to throw this. I'm going to throw this flower on here. Are you guys okay with that? And we're going to, this is from the daisy die that came out with Create Your Own Ending last year. And I think we're going to pop this down here. And this guy can float up on top. And we're going to put this guy right here in the center. And I think what fun. Make my own ending. Yep, exactly. We're just going to throw some color in. I cut it out before we came. And I think what I'm going to do is, it's not going to dry, of course, but we're going to do it. I'm going to show you how like I said, I'm going to use some of the chunky glitter glaze, and we're going to make a little glue bed. So I'm going to put this down over here. I'm going to put it down over here. And then this guy, I'm going to pop him up, I think, on some pop dots. I did not put any glue down on them. And then we're going to put this guy here. But I'm going to grab some of the blue butterfly chunky glitter glaze. We're going to grab a little to make the center of our flower. And it will, oh, it smells so good. This stuff smells so good. smells fresh and clean. And it will dry and have all these fun little butterflies in it. And then because I'm leaving it, I'll show you guys, I'm leaving it fairly thick. It's going to be texture too. And then, I'm just going to wipe that off quick. We're going to put this butterfly guy, and we're just going to pop him right here. So before we put this guy on, I want you to see how thick I put that. You can kind of see how thick that is. And this guy's going to sit right there on top of that, and he's going to be the center. And then we'll pop this guy up here, kind of floating. Okay, but we're going to put a pop dot on him. I think I had some Easy Tab left. I have just a few Easy Tabs ones left, so we'll grab those. I'm going to use these up. Quick and easy, fast card using stuff that I almost had already done. Okay, now the Easy Tab, of course, isn't looking for me. Thank you. Throw a couple of those on. I know, I love the glitters with the shapes. I think that's so fun. The daisies and the butterflies. I did not order any of the glitter yet for the daisies or the butterflies, but it's on my list. Oops, I tore it off. Okay, so we're going to tape this guy here, and he's going to be right there. And we've got this little fun card with a pop of color. And then after this dries, I might cut this petal, these two petals off, but I might leave it too. But I'm going to let that dry. So now we need a quick sentiment. And I think we're going to use that piece of paper I saved, and we're going to stamp another quick sentiment out. Okay, we're going to put this guy to the side before I make a mess on him. And I think we will use another one of these sentiment lace ones. Let's just do, I think I'm just going to do thank you. Just a small, simple thank you. But we're going to stamp it in color this time. I'm going to just kind of layer them up there. Actually, maybe we'll put them towards the top this time. Sorry, I was concentrating. And the daisy was, yes, it was Chroma Mist yellow and, it's yellow and pink. Oh, no, it is Aqua Pigments. I'm sorry. That is Aqua Pigments. It's yellow and fuchsia. And then I just sprayed it really, really well. And then I kind of added, and then what I did for fun is I threw some shimmer mist on it. Let's see. I had that small piece. I just cut it out with. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, I'm sorry, Ellen. I'm not gonna. So here's what it looks like. I wet it really far down, and I threw in some of the different colors, and I mixed them together and let some, so you can see the yellow. There's some fuchsia. I might have added a little bit of red by looking at this. And then I just threw on, you can kind of see down here. I was just playing the other night. Aqua pigment paper. Aqua pigment paper. Fancy. It's my favorite aqua pigment paper. Or it's my favorite watercolor paper, but it's aqua pigment. It comes in this size, and it comes in the slim line. Sorry, when I aqua paper. When I look for it, I usually type in watercolor paper, and that's how it comes up. Well, Ellen, I'm not gonna apologize, because sometimes you got to get the right sentiments, right? You got to have, and sentiments sometimes are my weakness, even though I really don't need every single sentiment in the world, but I just kind of fall in love with them. Because you always seem to be looking for that right, perfect one, and sometimes it seems like I just can't find it. Moving that card over before I squish it. All right, let's cut this down, and we'll do it up top this time so you can kind of see me. So I'm holding the guard down, so the paper doesn't move. And then before I cut this other side off, I'm going to go ahead and line it up. Once again, I'm going to use this little, there's a little bridge here that I'm going to use to line it. Actually, I can kind of line up with the silver cutting part too, but I need to move it over just a hair. This one I can line it up. All right, I think we'll be okay. Yep, we'll be okay with the bottom. Okay, and of course it moved a hair, but that's fine because the part that moved is the part that's getting cut off. And then we'll line up the T with the edge. And we got it. All right. Oh yeah, yeah. The aqua. It's kind of reminds me of Ani and Aqua Pigs. Aqua Pig, Aqua Pig. All right. So we got our little thank you, and we're just gonna nestle that in right here, I think, and we will call it good. Sometimes, the names of our products get to be so long. Peacock Chroma Mist, Chunky Butterfly Glitter Glaze. So sometimes I like to shorten it, and then I forget that not everyone knows what I'm talking about. All right, we're lining that up here. All right, so there we go, you guys. Let me grab my other card here. And that sentiment isn't perfect, so they do need to go on a card base, but I will put them on after because this is drying, and this one's still kind of drying too for the glue. I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. I hope you had some fun playing with the Wings of Lace and got some ideas on what to use your project for. Thank you. They are super colorful. It's more colorful than I usually do, but I love the different pops. We used chroma mists, we used inks, we used dyes, we used leftover pieces, and there's embossing powder. This one has stamped with icicle embossing powder. So you're welcome, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to sign off. And like I said, I'm not 100% sure if Christopher's still going to go live tonight, but if you see another notification, keep an eye out for that if he does. So you're welcome, you guys. Thank you very much. Have a great night, and I will see you next Wednesday. And some I will see you this weekend. All right. Have a great night.